Hey everybody, welcome to the Elder of Rock. I am Stephen Elder, and today we're going to celebrate Cinco de Mayo because as I am recording this, it's going to be Cinco de Mayo. And so I thought I did this last year on my channel. I'm going to talk about the fifth studio albums by five different bands. So here we go. Let's get going. The first one I'm going to talk about is Megadeth, Countdown to Extinction. This, of course, is out in 1992. It has what many consider the classic lineup of Dave Mustaine on guitar and vocals, Marty Friedman on lead guitar, David Ellefson on bass, and Nick Menza on drums. And so this came off the heels of Rest in Peace, which was a successful album for them. This lineup stayed together because Megadeth had some rotating members there for a little bit before this album. Actually, they just changed out the guitar and drums again. They replaced it for their last album. Not the last one. The album So Far So Good So What. And then they got Nick Menza and Marty Friedman for Rest in Peace, and then they stayed with him for Symphony of Destruction. Um, and I don't know if it was because of the Metallica Black album, but this album seemed to be a little bit more streamlined, maybe a little bit precision and groove, maybe trying to be a bit more mainstream, but I still like it a lot. It has some great tracks on it. It did crack the Billboard charts, and it gave Megadeth a Grammy nomination. And it was a very, very successful album for them. So there you go. So that's the first one. Now, these aren't in any order of my favorites or anything. I'm just kind of doing them as I thought about them. So let's go now to, of course, the grandfathers of heavy metal. And we're going to talk about Black Sabbath with their fifth album, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. A lot of people actually, let me put it like this. There you go. It's a lot of people's favorite Sabbath album. It was definitely a step forward to them after Volume 4. They kind of got a bit more, maybe a bit more proggy with this. It's got a lot of great standout tracks on it, like the title track, "Killing Yourself to Live." Special one. One of my favorites is "Spiral Architect," which they did do on their. I know they did in the last tour, but I remember they did do it on the reunion album, and when they first got together way back in the '90s. So it was a turning point for them. They came back with more layered production and keyboards and orchestral elements. And the title track, like I said, is one of the best riffs of all time. A lot of people consider this to be Ozzy's crowning achievement. His voice is really good on this. When he sings that Empire of Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, he's really getting up high there for Ozzy. So it's a really cool album. So that's the next one. So let's move on to the next one here. So the next one is going to be, I don't have my physical copy for this. I don't know where it is. These things disappear on me sometimes, and then I find them in weird places. But anyway, the next one is going to be Aerosmith, Draw the Line. Now, this was when they kind of were deep into their drug use. It's a little bit messy. It's a little bit chaotic, but I still love it a lot. It was actually the first Aerosmith album I ever bought. Was Draw the Line because it was the latest album that was out at the time. I knew of them, of course, from Walk This Way and Dream On. I think I even got the singles maybe. But when it came time to buy an album and this was out and I saw the promo for it in various magazines and stuff like that. So I said, yeah, I'll get this album. And yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's raw, it's bluesy. It's a snapshot of the band at a decadent time in their career. So I liked it a lot. So yeah, it's got the title track is great. Draw the Line. Milk Cow Blues is good. Joe Perry sings Bright Light Fright. And a couple, and just a lot of other good Kings and Queens. Another good one off of this one. I think it was a single. So there's that one. So next up's going to be. I'm really glad to talk about this band anytime I can. This is going to be Ghost with Impera. Yeah, this album came out in 2022. Of course, as I'm recording this, they've just released their latest album, Skeleta. And but so Impera, so a lot of people like to think that Ghost is like maybe like a cross of Blue Oyster Cult, Queen and ABBA. I guess so. I don't know. I've never been to Blue Oyster Cult or ABBA. But from what I've heard, I guess a lot of people like to compare him to that. I love this album when it came out. I mean, this is I was still playing this a lot, and then they put out a new album, and now I'm playing that a lot. So I don't. I still am not tired of this one. For me, Ghost is a band right now. It's kind of reigniting the same kind of feeling I had when I liked Kiss back in the day. It's like they can do no wrong. They're just great, and I know a lot of people don't like them. They're polarizing, and come at me in the comments with it if you want. Um, but I really like them. Tracks on this I really like are the first track, um, Kassarion, Call Me Little Sunshine. I really like 20s. Probably my favorite off of that is 20s. It's really heavy, cool song. Lyrically, it's great. Um, and the album went platinum. So good for them. And last but not least, let's talk about a band that was probably a big influence on Ghost, at least stage show wise, anyway. We're going to talk about Kiss, Rock and Roll Over. Came out in 1976. This was at the time when Kiss were putting out. It's amazing that bands were doing that, putting out like 2 albums a year, and still going out on tours. It just shows you how the industry has changed because bands didn't really need to go tour a lot; they wanted to sell albums. Um, but it's his fifth, like I said, of course, the fifth studio album. Came out after Destroyer, and it stripped things back. A lot of people thought Destroyer maybe got too with a lot of the added things that were on it, keyboards and choirs and stuff like that. Bob Ezrin's Bob Ezrin's production, you know. But the album has some great songs on it: "Calling Doctor Love," "Making Love," "I Want You," "Take Me." It had a hit with "Hard Luck Woman," and a lot of those songs they still play well, they did play before they retired in their sets. So yeah, it's a good raw, punchy Kiss album, delivered great. And I remember when like I said, when Kiss that came out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is just the best thing in the world. The new album by Kiss. So there you go. So for Cinco de Mayo, I hope you guys are all celebrating safely and good. And so yeah, so there you go. Be safe. Come at me, comment, like, and subscribe. Watch me on the Contrarians. I'm on episodes on that, and also I'll be on some Grant's Rock Warehouse as well. So thank you very much for watching The Elder of Rock. See you next time.